Hey, it's Camo with another Nashville Access Facebook Live, the Pie Wagon Sessions here on Music Row in Nashville. And I didn't know before you came and sat down, you're from Texas. Kaylee Rutland, boys and girls.
Hello. Yeah, born and raised in Texas.
Yeah, Flower Mound, right? North of Dallas. Cool. Yeah, great music coming out of Texas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. How long have you been in Nashville?
I moved here August of 2013. I go to Belmont University.
Well, okay,
so I moved up here to go to college and major in music business and been here ever since.
Some people have been known to do that before you.
A couple people, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you. What brought you, came to Nashville for music business, but now you're really immersed in actually doing music. So was that kind of an intent?
Yeah, I kind of came to Nashville to go to Belmont, but I think I kind of picked Belmont because it was in Nashville too. Majoring in music business is something, knowing that I wanted to be an artist since I was like 8 years old. The music business was kind of nice to be able to study that, and I was like, well, if I can live in Nashville and get a degree in something that I'm learning about in the industry that I'm working in, like it was just like a bunch of really great things all stacked up.
Instead of like a philosophy degree.
Right, yeah. Hey, I've taken a philosophy class. It was really interesting, but it's not the music business.
No. That when you left Texas for Nashville, did everybody call you a traitor?
No, but I will say that everyone in my family was like, out of all the kids in our family, you're not the one that we thought would like move miles and miles away. I've always been like really shy growing up as a kid and like very close to home, so.
Wow. How's Belmont going? What year are you in?
I'm a senior, actually graduating in December.
Nice.
So close.
Is that nice or scary?
A little bit of both. I'm excited because, being a full-time student and doing music full-time has been a juggling act, really. Mm-hmm. So it'll be nice once I have my degree to kind of step back and really be able to not have to balance that along with music and just have that focus.
Cool.
But, it's been great because being able to learn about the industry that I'm working in has really been special for sure.
What's your favorite part of the industry and what part of the industry sucks?
It's a good question. Well, my personal favorite part is just like live performing. Like I love doing that. I'm not sure what part sucks. Maybe just like, legality issues.
Yeah.
Like I've had to take a lot of law classes, like copyright law, contract law, business law, and I loved sitting in those classes and learning about it, but I don't know, it makes me have more of an appreciation for like my attorney. I'm like, I could never do that, man. Like you're killing it.
Yeah.
It all goes out the window anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Now, CMA Music Fest is like 3 weeks away, which is unbelievable. You've got some stuff planned for that.
I do, yeah. I will be hanging out at CMA Fest. I have a performance going on, I think, the 10th. So if y'all are in Nashville, come on by. And
June the 10th? Yeah. And are you going to be signing?
I will be, yeah. I'll be signing.
Which isn't, doing sign language.
Right.
Although that could be possible. But you're going
to
be signing.
I'll be signing and performing at Piranha's and hanging out.
So is this your first CMA Music Fest?
It is. I've been around in Nashville doing outside performances once or twice before, but this will be my first time actually hanging out at CMA Fest. Really getting immersed in it, so hope to see some of y'all there.
And it's fun when your publicist has to follow you around.
Sure, Caroline's so excited about that.
I feel sorry for publicists during that because they have so many clients that they're working, and it's just that they have to remember everything for you, for everybody else. Yeah. So you have our deepest sympathies.
It's a busy time.
Is that kind of different, being kind of an art, going from just being an artist to, okay, now I have people. I have a publicist and I have a lawyer and I have all this stuff. Is that weird?
A little bit, in a good way, because like it's so nice to have people who, this is their expertise. They know what they're doing, and so it's like I'm very appreciative for that. But yeah, sometimes it's strange to be like, I'm not like the 16-year-old girl who's like, just like doing your own thing, trying to call up places and letting you perform or posting videos on YouTube. So it's weird in a great way.
Yeah, you have people that do that for you. That's cool. Tell us about your music. Let's talk more about that. You've got an EP coming out?
I do, yeah. Brand new music, hopefully coming out late this summer, early fall at the latest, so pretty soon.
Cool. And what song are you going to do for us today?
I'll be playing my latest single, Pick Me Up.
Pick Me Up? All right. You want to do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's do it. Kaylee Rutland.
Great guitar.
Thank you. I've been working all week long and I can't wait for Friday. Another cup of coffee ain't gonna do the trick this time. Been checking my phone and staring at the big clock, tick-tock. Wanna leave this all behind. Let me tell you what I got in mind. Fishing in the dark, tearing up the town. I know a place to park where we can get down. Doesn't really matter what we do to shake off them blues, yeah. You know I picked the place and I picked the time. It's the perfect day to party all night. And baby, all I need is you to pick me up, up, up. Come on, pick me up, up. Only you can pick me up, up, up. Like the silver lining behind every dark cloud, there's no doubt about it. We need a spark that lights that fire and sets us free. Yeah, we're on a natural high, automatic, it's magic. Anywhere we wanna be, I don't care as long as you're with me. Fishing in the dark, tearing up the town. I know a place to park where we can get down. Doesn't really matter what we do to shake off them blues, yeah. You know I picked the place and I picked the time. It's the perfect day to party all night. And baby, all I need is you to pick me up, up, up. Come on, pick me up, up, up. Hurry up, I can't wait to see you. Let's do the things only we do. No one picks me up like you do. So are you down to pick me up, 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 up? Pick me up, 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 up. I've been working all week long and I can't wait for Friday. Fishing in the dark, tearing up the town. I know a place to park where we can get down. Doesn't really matter what we do to shake off them blues, yeah. You know I picked the place and I picked the time. It's the perfect day to party all night. And baby, all I need is you to pick me up, up, up. Come on, pick me up, up. Only you can pick me up, up, up. Pick me up, up, up. Come on, pick me up, up. Baby, you're my pick me up, up, up.
Very cool.
Thank
Nice
you.
song.
Thank you.
Wow. The crowd is amazing.
They're just great.
Can we get a shot of the crowd? Yeah, we have a couple extra seats left for the show. When you kind of make that transition to being a full-time artist, are you looking kind of big scale, or do you see yourself placed more in the Texas circuit? I have to ask that because you're a Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. So I love that question because it's been interesting to see other Texas artists that I love. Really
Who
like,
are they? Who are they? Tell us who some of your artists are.
Oh yeah, so Eli Youngband is one of my favorites,
Oh.
but one of my new favorites is also Josh Band. Yeah, love them. They're brilliant. But what's been really cool about that is that they've like really started off like saturating that Texas market, but everywhere you go, people know who they are, and so I've grown up my whole life in Texas, and I've performed around Texas. And so it'll always be my home, but at the same time, like, I definitely want my music to have that same wide reach while still staying true to my Texas roots, you know?
Because I don't know whether it was just my imagination, but just some of the chord structures and the tone had that real Texas feel to it. You know?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And that circuit is notoriously tough on women. We've talked to Holly Tucker recently, and so yeah, it's brutal for some reason. Every once in a while, somebody really breaks out, like Miranda. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bree Bagwell is doing really well now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic, and I think that it's gotten better for sure over the last, like, I mean, really even 7 or 8 years. But I mean, as a woman who sings country music, like, I'm all for, like, tomato power, you know? Gotta represent.
Yeah. Do you think that's getting any better?
I think that it has gotten a little bit better, and I think that it could still get better, but the potential is there, and I think it's growing for sure.
I think that's always been a thing, because when I started getting into radio back a few decades ago, you know, we were always told, don't ever play two women back to back because people won't be able to tell their voices apart.
Interesting.
Really? You know,
Yeah, you're like, come on.
You can't tell Shania Twain from Winona Judd.
Right.
Really? You know?
Yeah.
And it seems to, instead of got better, it got worse. But then when that whole tomato situation erupted, it seemed like women were coming out again and starting to be big.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like that comment backfired because people heard that, and even if subconsciously anyone thought it was kind of like, well, you know what, like, that's wrong. Like, there's just as much diversity with women in country music or in any genre as much as there are men. And I think that in radio and with musicians and even the fans that, like, kind of had the backlash against that comment, I think that kind of sparked, you know, a platform for more women to be able to spread their music, for sure.
And it doesn't hurt when you've got somebody like Martina kind of leading the charge.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think there were a couple of bonehead statements that came out around it. There was the tomatoes thing, and then there was somebody who's no longer an executive said about, without country radio, country artists do not exist. And then, like, Aaron Watson came out with a full-page ad and said, well, you know, my name's Aaron Watson. I have the #1 single on iTunes Country Downloads, #1 album on iTunes Country Chart.
Yeah.
I don't get radio, and I do exist. And
Yeah.
I think something like that bounced back as well, where the indie artists seemed to draw more attention to and say, look, I'm having a pretty good career without you guys at all. How's radio been for you? Have you done all right with radio?
A little bit. Right now, I have 2 singles playing on Radio Disney Country.
Nice.
And a 3rd one about to come out. So it's been okay so far. It's been good, and I'm excited about the new stuff to come for sure.
Radio Disney Country is doing some, I think, when we go back to the tomato thing, for female artists, they're really doing well on Radio Disney.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the first time actually that I was ever in California, but when I flew out to LA and I got to hang out with Radio Disney Country for a while, I got to talk to them a little bit about what their mission statement was and, like, their goals when Radio Disney Country first emerged from Radio Disney. And I absolutely loved getting to talk to them about that because they were talking about, you know, their target market for, like, these younger listeners that weren't necessarily, you know, preschool children, but it keeps it appropriate for that, but still relates to people, you know, like my age who are, like, in college. And first of all, getting to talk with them about that as my target audience as well was cool, but what they really focused on was, you know, like, they wanted to be a platform for younger women in country music, and, like, that's what we've been talking about.
That's great. I didn't even know that, you know, that they were really pushing that in the forefront, and it's working.
I love that. I'm glad that it's becoming more of a focus in the industry today.
Awesome. Were you ever tempted to say things to him like, well, that's just goofy, or...
Oh my gosh, I wish I would have thought of that. Some Mickey Mouse answer, you know?
Come up with all those stupid things, and they just shake their head, because that's what happens to me. You know?
Hey, I'm here for the bad puns. I'm with you.
All right, good. Sweet. Do you want to do another song for us?
I could do that for sure. Yeah, sweet. Absolutely.
All right.
So this is one that I wrote just a couple months after I moved to Nashville called Trick Candle.
All right, sweet.
just when I turn you into smoke and watched you disappear into the midnight air. You wanna come back to a heart you already broke, but your games are more than I can handle. It should come as no surprise. You're a trick candle, and you can't help but burn. Your kiss would be so tempting, sitting underneath the stars. But I know that I'd only be wanting more. So I've hidden all my matches. Don't wanna feel that spark, 'cause I'd be going down a road I've been down before. And just when I turn you into smoke and watched you disappear into the midnight air, you wanna come back to a heart you already broke, but your games are more than I can handle. It should come as no surprise. You're a trick candle, and you can't help but burn. Just when I think you're gone for good, somehow you must think I would let you in, but I'm saying no again and again and again. Just when I turned you into smoke and watched you disappear into the midnight air, you wanna come back to a heart you already broke, but your games are more than I can handle. It should come as no surprise. You're a trick candle, and you can't help but burn. You can't help but burn. You can't help but burn.
Very cool. Nice song.
Thank you.
All right, so you've got CMA Music Festival coming up. You're going to be signing and performing on the 10th.
I am,
Okay,
yes.
Sweet. And 2 songs at radio now. What are they?
Pick Me Up,
Yeah.
which I played earlier, and More of That.
More of that. Excellent. Kaylee Rutland, you're going to come back another time.
Absolutely. It was great
Sure.
talking to y'all. Thank
Great
you for
talking
having
to you.
me.
We'll see you next time.